So here is my interpretation of the carrot cake as a tart, and let's go through the layers. The tart base is a speculaas short crust. Then I have a thin layer of the almond praline. On top of that, the carrot cake sponge. Then I have my layer of carrot jelly that is still top layer of the sponge and the sides. The next is light cream cheese mousse with vanilla bean, and I use carrot juice as a glazing. Having pulp in the carrot juice gives me this nice rustic kind of look. And I've also used unglazed, just a simple baked almonds to complement the style. So the idea is to have the modern version of the cake, but keep that in an old-fashioned style. I used standard shortcrust recipe for this shell, but two things has been changed. So I've added speculaas mix that will give you nice and warm spiciness. I've also used the egg wash to give the protection for the short crust to stay crisp, and it also gives you a nice attractive color and shine. So this recipe you will find in the description. You can bake it ahead and just keep it in an airtight container. I have here my baked carrot cake sponge. I've also baked it before. This kind of sponge, you can easily freeze it and keep in the freezer for up to 3 months. So it's very convenient. I've just trimmed on one side. It's still not very flat, so I'm going to use this as a bottom part when I'm going to assemble the tart. I don't have nuts in the sponge, but in order to compensate that, I have my almond praline. This will give me a nutty flavor, and I'm going to put it on the bottom part of my shell. You can find the recipe and the link in the description. It's easy to make at home. I prefer less sugar, that's why it's 70% nuts and 30% sugar. Other element that I'm going to make is carrot juice jelly. So I found in the store the carrot juice that is actually not 100% carrot juice. It's a mixture with the orange juice and ginger. So it complements all of the spiciness that I already have for my tart. To compensate lack of fiber in my carrot juice, I'm going to use some apple sauce or apple puree, the one that is unsweetened or the one that it has no more than 10% sugar. That will give me a proper structure for my jelly. Otherwise, the jelly would be very watery. Usually, carrot cake is quite dense and heavy with the cream cheese. This would be more like a refined version with a light cream cheese and freshness from the carrot juice. I'll start with spreading almond praline in a tart shell and assembling my sponge on top. Now let's make a cream cheese mousse for the carrot cake tart. This version is a bit more heavier than my previous one, but it's still very light compared to traditional cream cheese frosting. A little bit different method that I'm going to use today compared to my previous light version, and I think it's even faster. So the steps are, I'm going to heat it up my lemon juice with the sugar, and I'm going to add scraped vanilla bean. Then I'm going to add gelatin mass to dissolve in a hot mixture, and I'm going to put the hot lemon juice on top of my cream cheese and just blitz it with a stick blender. It would be enough heat from the lemon juice to blitz cream cheese easily. And I have my semi-whipped thickened cream that I'm going to fold into my cream cheese mixture. And at the final step, I'm going to use a silicone mold to create the shape and use this as an insert that I'm going to put on top of my tart.
Felt the pressure of the outside. Come to me. Let me help you be fine. Let me guide you.
And freeze it completely, at least for 6 or 8 hours, depending on your freezer. Now let's make a carrot jelly. As I mentioned before, I'm going to add applesauce. It's the same standard method that I've used before. So I have my carrot juice here. I'm going to add my applesauce. I'm going to add my sugar and cornstarch mixture, mix it up, bring to boil, and then add my gelatin. Once the mixture is cooled down to approximately 30 degrees, I'm going to pour on top of my tart to fill the gaps in between the sponge and tart.
Felt the pressure.
My carrot jelly cooled down to 35 degrees, and I'm going to pour between the shell and my sponge. And this goes back in the fridge until it's fully set before I put my next layer. I'm going to make a very simple glaze. This is same carrot juice that I've used for my jelly. So it's just carrot juice and some gelatin. Basically, I'm going to hydrate my gelatin in this carrot juice. Let it stand for approximately 10 minutes so the gelatin fully absorbs liquid from the juice. Then I'm going to heat it up to 55 degrees and cool it down to approximately 21, 22 degrees before I glaze my cream cheese mousse. This is different kind of glaze, not the one that you use with the chocolate. That's why its setting point is different. So that's why I'm trying to keep it quite liquid. Otherwise, it will stay as a lump on your cake or mousse.